Hey y'all, it's Betsy. Okay, so before we jump into it, I wanted to let y'all know if y'all hear the noise in the background. So we've had a lot of terrible weather here lately. And as I've said before in different videos, they're building a sign outside. Well, apparently they decided that this Saturday they're working on it. So if you hear that, there's really not much I can do about it. And I'm sorry. Steven, I'm glad you're here. You can watch from the background all you want. Same thing, Groupie. Hi, Kim. That's my little one. But we're here for the new Divine Blush collection. Now, you may or may not know, I am obsessed with Pat McGrath. I love her makeup. So whenever the blushes came out, I bought 7. I bought 2 of the little 3, not little. I bought 2 of the 3 bundles, and then they had a bundle that had the highlighter and the eyeshadow quad and another blush. So I bought one of like the more pinky tones. So I guess we'll start off kind of by swatching, and then we're going to play with makeup, do full face, see how it goes. So first up, so these retail for $38 each. You can see that they're get fingerprints on them. And this isn't my normal setup either as far as cameras go. I just got the new Mac, the iMac, the pink one. So it's running Big Sur. They haven't released the webcam utility for my Canon yet. So I am actually using the built-in webcam. So just in case you're wondering. So these have like a little push button that you push to unlock them. They are kind of hard to open, but it's not too bad. So the first shade I have right here, this is Desert Orchid. I love a good nudie tone blush. So this is what Desert Orchid looks like on my finger. And then that's what Desert Orchid looks like swatched out. So as you can see, it's pretty close to my skin tone, and they have like demi matte and then some that have like more of a sheen to them. I think this is one that has a sheen. I'm not sure. Hi, Jean-Vier. I'm glad you're able to join us. But yeah, so that is the first shade. That's Desert Orchid. That is one that I can see myself getting a lot of use out of. Hi, Tori. I'm glad you're able to come. Then this one is Nymphette. So I got this one with the other 3 bundle. And I figured if any of the blushes are too light for me, Nadia uses my makeup as well, so it'll work. So this is Nymphette. So as you can see, Desert Orchid definitely has more of a corally nude tone base. Nymphette is definitely more of like a truer light mauvey pink. So I have to remember to set these to the side. So I didn't get Cherished, and I didn't get Divine Rose. I think were the 2 I did not get. Then we have Paradise Venus. These, I will tell you, they're kind of a pain to open. This is Paradise Venus. I really like this shade too. It's like a terracotta. So that's Paradise Venus. Then we have Flirtatious. You see what I mean? I'm hoping over time that these get easier to open. There we go. This one is Flirtatious. So I think this one will probably be much more suited for Nadia's skin tone, but it is a beautiful nude. So if you look at Flirtatious, it is actually pretty close to Nymphette. At least it's what it looks like on my skin tone. Then, which one is this? Electric Bloom. Your Sephora already has these, Tori. We don't have a local Sephora, but I got them pretty quickly from Pat McGrath. So this is Electric Bloom. But I did wait until the bundles were available because I didn't want to have to like email and call. So that's Electric Bloom. To me, that is definitely more of like a watermelon-y kind of pink. Hi, Ava. I'm glad you're here. So I really like that shade, Electric Bloom. I think that one will be super pretty during summer. Then we have Nude Venus. Hi, Joyful Transformations. So this is Nude Venus. I love the embossing on these. That's a beautiful nudie tone blush. So that's Nude Venus. And last but not least, out of the ones I got is Love Struck. I'm actually really, I like the deeper trio of shades more than I thought I would. So that is Love Struck. So Love Struck, and then Electric Bloom, and which other one? It's like the second one. This one, which is Paradise Venus, were the three darkest shades. I really like those. I really like the richness of them. Now, I haven't put them on my cheeks yet. I've just been, I got them in finally yesterday, and I was like, well, we're going to do our normal everyday Saturday live, so we'll just do it all at once. And then if you want to see anything in particular, let me know. So these are the three deepest shades, and I think those three are probably my favorites. So you see, I love these. I think those will work well on my skin tone too. And it'll make fun for a lot of like heavy blushing. So we'll set those to the side, grab a makeup wipe, and I will show you the new highlighter and the quad. At first, I didn't think I was going to get the quad, but then I was like, I own every other Pat McGrath quad. I own all of the motherships too. So I was like, well, we'll get it. And then my friend Kara from Beauty and the Frizz bought all 9 of them. I'm like, I should have bought all 9. This is the new highlighter. This is the Sublime, or the Skin Fetish Divine Glow highlighter in Golden Nectar. And I do own all of the other. Ooh, that feels really nice. This feels different than all the other highlighters because I have the Trio highlighter palette, and then I have the Divine Rose one and the Hockey Puck. That's really, look how shiny that is. I like that color. Let's blend it out. Oh, look at it. I like that. I like that a lot. But I also use the code to be able to save 10% off of it. I'm glad you're here, technically, Tracy, but isn't that beautiful? I love that. And it's so smooth on the skin. I think that's probably, at least just from touch alone and how it blended out on my hands, that's one of the best highlighters she's had. And then the quad. So this is the Venus in Fleurs Luxe Quad. So this is a more neutral tone quad. So I'm going to try to match the colors. So we've got, first up, this is Moonlight Liaison. Let's go down here. So Moonlight Liaison is kind of, I'm trying to think of what color that is. That is like a cream shimmer. It's not like super metallic, but it is metallic enough. I really like that highlight. I think it's so pretty. Then we have Rose Fire Nectar. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get this to show. Oh, yeah. Okay, you see how that's like more of that coppery tone to the pink? Isn't that gorgeous? So that's Rose Fire Nectar. Oh, yeah. Look how you can see that shift on there. Isn't that beautiful? I can't wait to get that on my eyeballs. I'm glad you're able to join us now, Stephen. Then we have After Dusk, which this is like a cool tone, mid-tone. I was going to say brown, but actually when you look at it, it has more of a mauvey undertone. You see what I'm saying? It's not pink, but the brown has more pink to it. And then last but not least is Twilight Bronze. So this is Twilight Bronze. Is Nadia around to swatch Desert Rose? She's with the customer, but when she comes back in, I'll have her swatch it. So, and then this is Twilight Bronze. So Twilight Bronze is almost my skin tone. but it's super smooth and super shiny and sparkly. Okay, so at first I wasn't super interested in the, oh yeah, that Rose Fire Nectar is gorgeous. At first, whenever she was releasing blushes, especially for the price, it was like, what am I going to get? Because the blushes are $38 each. Now, she has bundles, which makes them cheaper. And then there was a 10% off coupon if you use Divine Blush 10. So it saves some money. The quad is $58 and the highlighter is $48. It's like, that's a lot of money to drop at once. I'm going to get 3 blushes, the highlight and the quad. I ended up buying much more. And I'm actually, that highlight though, y'all, look how beautiful. And the quad. I'm excited to have those. Something different. Oh yeah, and see, I don't mind neutrals. It's just I like to play with a lot of colors too. So I am excited. We're going to see how this works. But I mean, I've been buying Mama Pat stuff for a long time. For a very long time. I buy it before her actual brand was a brand. Like when she would do the limited edition stuff. So we're going to prime the eyes and do the eyes first. But I think I want to use, since there's only one matte in there, I'm going to use one of the blushes on my eyes too. One of the more neutral toned ones. I think will be good. More of like a transition shade. I mean, I could make the other one work. Don't get me wrong. It's just, why not use some more color? So I think I'm going to use this one, which is Desert Orchid as well with my eye look. Okay, so Desert Rose, Nadia. Stephen wanted to see you swatch Desert Rose. Let's see. That's Nymphette.
Right. Well, this is in use.
Yes. Okay, so Desert Rose is this one. Nope, that's Love Struck. Where's Desert Rose? Oh, Desert Orchid, you mean, Stephen? Okay, swatch this one. They want to see what it looks like on your pale skin. This is Nadia, my daughter. She has a channel. So there's Desert Rose on her, or Desert Orchid on her skin. But she's much paler than I am. Much paler. So I just have the NARS smudge proof eye base in light. I'm actually almost finished with it. It's like, I feel like I use these eye primers so much, and like I knew it was getting low, so I've only used it, so I'm getting bored of it. But yeah, it's finally almost gone. But yeah, she's sitting back down, so I'm sure she'll be in the chat. But I think a lot of the colors will work on her too. I'm glad you're here, Aileen. Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to use, this is just a, what brush is this? I don't know. The Kaleidos S3. I'm going to use that in Desert Orchid just to kind of make a transition shade. Because I also want to see how this applies like over a more tacky base. And this is a good way to see. And one thing I do anyway is, you know, sometimes if I'm doing a neutral look, I don't use anything other than like blush, bronzer, and highlight on my eyes, which is surprising from the girl who owns like every eyeshadow palette under the sun. But yeah, they're fixing to drive me insane though with all this sawing. I deal with it all day long, sawing and jackhammering. It's just crazy. That actually, see how beautiful that works out? It's a pretty color to use as a transition shade too. I didn't even pull out the eye tapes today, y'all. I'm doing something different. So that works really well as a transition shade. I don't think they've had the brisket yet, Nadia. She's trying to get everything ready for the Memorial Day cookout. I love this color. But I tend to go more towards nude tones for blushes and lips and go crazier for eyes. It's very rare that you will see me do like a crazy eye look and then a bold lip too. It's just not my style. It's one or the other. But see how beautiful that works? So for anybody who's wondering, yes, you can use them as blush, as eyeshadows too. I like that color. Okay. Thank you, Steven. I used my waiver on it. I don't like, since it's summer and I'm outside like working out so much, I don't hardly do anything with my hair other than straighten it because the humidity around here, it just doesn't last. So we're going to go first now into the shade After Dusk and see how that blends. And I'm using a BK Beauty 202, which is a great brush for like doing your outer corners. I love it. See how easy that just goes on and blends? I mean, the one thing that I will say about Mama Pat's formula, for the most part, I don't really have, other than one little 6-pan, and it just didn't feel special enough to me. Like the shades worked beautifully. It's just like there wasn't any super special shades in it. That's why it wasn't my favorite. But almost everything that I've gotten from Mama Pat, I haven't had like a dud formula in anything. So you can see, I mean, look. Perfectly easy. Yes, Adam, see, I that just blended out like a dream. And that's what I like from eyeshadow. It probably seems like, because I always do so much color, that I spend a lot of time on makeup. Honestly, I like to be done with makeup within an hour. I don't want to sit there and be working on my makeup all day long. That's just not me. And I want people to see like actually how long it takes to do something, and actually do something that, you know, most people will kind of do the same eye look and eye shape. Especially, as you can see, my eyelids are not the smoothest anymore. So I do the same thing over and over. So I haven't used the lightest shade yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Twilight Bronze on the outer half of my eye because I want to use all the shades. But I mean, Mama Pat, you do get, sometimes you can get fallout. I don't mind fallout. But I always do my eyes first. You will very rarely ever see me with face makeup on before I do an eye look. I just have better luck that way. And then if I mess anything up, it's easier to clean up. So, and now I'm going to go into Rose Fire Nectar, which is that beautiful duochrome. And I see now what Kinky Sweat was saying is, look at how that looks on that brush. It almost has like a neon-y effect to it. That is so pretty. And yeah, I mean, I'm getting some glitter fallout, but again, that doesn't bother me a whole lot because I do my eyes first. But I always use a glitter primer too. If I don't, I always end up with lots of little creases. That is going on so well. See how good that looks? Oh yeah, and the thing is, everybody's different too. So even, I mean, some people get bothered by fallout. I'm not one of those people. It's just, this is something that I always recommend. Like if you are someone who gets bothered by fallout, especially if you're trying out something new, do your face makeup after you do your eye makeup. I'm just going back in with that 202 from BK Beauty, making sure everything's blended. There we go. So I'm going to take and use my makeup wipe to clean up the edges. Nothing major. And we're going to do pretty much a full face of Mama Pat. I don't have primer from her anymore. I used it up, and I probably won't buy it again until she changes the packaging, because the packaging made it where it wasn't so luxe. So that is the top of the eyes done. What do you think? Even on this more potato-y camera, this is what we always call it. But yeah, that is so pretty. Hi, Night Star Beauty. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, I'm loving it so far. I mean, that blended out really no problem. So apply some mascara. I do have Mama Pat mascara, but I have the Chantecaille open, and I am going to finish that before I open up the Mama Pat. But the first one that she came out with, I don't remember what the first mascara was called. I used that whole tube up, and it was good. But I have the newer one. I think it's the Dark Star. But yeah, I mean, there we go. So, thank you, sweetie. Okay, so I'm going to use Tatcha Silk Canvas. So, Tori, what are you looking for as far as dresses go? I hate looking for dresses because I am so short. If you don't know, I'm 4'11". I am very, very short. And on top of being very, very short, I am very, very busty. So busty and petite typically don't mix. So it makes it difficult. I hate shopping for dresses. But I am much more of a jeans and t-shirts kind of girl anyway. Like, my budget goes to makeup and not much else. So, and if you haven't tried the Tatcha Silk Canvas, it is actually really good. Yeah, I can see that technically, Tracy, but that's part, I mean, as I said, for me, it's like ingrained in my head at this point to do my eyes first. So I've got Mama Pat's foundation. I've got shade light medium 10, which I think is going to be a 2 light. And then I have light medium 14. Got to shake it up. This is super liquidy. It is a lighter coverage foundation, but it does look beautiful on the skin. So I'm going to try light medium 14 first and see how that goes. And I just squirted it all over my hand. But and so even the light medium 14 right now is a little light for me, but it still looks pretty on the skin. And you can always warm it up with a bronzer. Is the foundation buildable, Nadia? Somewhat. I mean, you can see how it looks on the skin. I mean, you can probably play with my light 10, even though it might be too dark, to see if you like the foundation.
Your light foundation's too dark.
Yes.
We're going to redo that video that we did in like 2018.
Oh, yeah, where we swapped makeup bags. Me and Nadia a long time ago, because we're so opposite. I think it was like 2018. We did a makeup swap, and I looked like a ghost, and she looked like a pumpkin. Because our skin tones are so opposite of each other. Like, she's typically the lightest shade, and I am definitely on the higher end of medium a lot of times. So, see how pretty that looks on the skin, though? I mean, like, and it blends out very, very easily. Don't you know, Tracy? It's not that hard to schedule demon summoning. Just do it on TikTok. You find all that stuff on TikTok. TikTok's the rabbit hole for me. I don't get on it very often because my friends and family will tell you when I do, you end up with like 30 TikToks and I spend 6 hours doing it. And it's not even on purpose. But yeah. So, in the main area I have problems with my skin is my melasma on my upper lip. And it just gets darker as the summer goes on. And I should stay out of the sun, but I enjoy, now I do use sunscreen. I'm obsessive with it. But, you know, it wears off and I tan so easily that just gets worse. But you can see how that builds up pretty nicely. Yes, we did summon the demons the other day in my comment section. I don't know, Tori. See, I'm not one to cancel plans with demons. You know, that just doesn't seem like the smartest idea. I could be wrong, but that just doesn't seem like those are not the people I want on my bad side. But see how pretty that is on the skin? It is really a nice foundation. Yes. Aileen never sleeps. Like, I am an early riser, but I talk to Aileen like every single day on Marco Polo. She is typically up before I am, and she stays up way later than I do. But like, people will tell you, I go to bed like I am a routine person. So I have the light medium 14 concealer. I am going to add a little bit more to my upper lip. Now, the concealer is super full coverage, in case you're wondering. But this one is the same color as the foundation, and then I have a lighter one to use like under my eyes and to kind of highlight with. But you can see how, like, that definitely makes everything blend in and hides my melasma a little bit more. So let's see. Have I tried an A-line dress? So finding things. Okay. So a lot of things are too long on me, very long. I need to wear almost any dress I wear has to be above the knee unless you want me to look like what is it, like a troll? I guess is the best way to put it, because it cuts me off and makes me look so darn short because my legs are short. Where anything that is height-wise on me is my abdomen. I have a very long torso in comparison to the rest of me. Like, my inseam on my pants is actually like, literally, I buy ankle length crops, like the extra short from American Eagle, but they have to be like the ankle length cropped, and then they fit me at my ankles. My inseam is only like 25 or 26 inches. Maybe it's 24. It's really short. But like, I wear a pair of high-waisted pants and they don't even go up to my belly button. So, you know, I think everybody has differences. So whenever you have such short little legs, it's hard. It's kind of like with my feet. We joke because I have duck feet because I wear a size like 5.5, but my feet are extremely wide. They don't make very many wide shoes for like tiny feet. So again, I end up having to buy a bigger size to make them fit. But yeah, a lot of things just don't look right on my body. Things have to kind of be tighter up top, like around the chest and abdomen area. If not, if they hang off my boobs, I look like I'm wearing a tent. Have fun at the liquor store, Aileen. We have Specs here. Maybe we'll go to Specs. Tomorrow, we're bringing the kids to go see Cruella. So I didn't pay for premiere access on Disney because we're doing that. But it'll be nice. I wouldn't even know what to do. Like Nadia was showing me like some of the TikToks where people are
showing what they look like.
What they look like from like walking around with their views.
When they're like 5'7" to 6 foot.
And I'm like, that's what it looks like up there. I had no idea. It is. It's like I wanted to start singing Aladdin. It's a whole new world. But yeah, I mean, when you're short. Now, I dropped this the other day. This is the Pat McGrath under eye setting powder. And it used to have a dome on it. It no longer has a dome. I dropped it and I broke it. So this is the medium shade. She has a new one that's like banana, but banana just doesn't look right on me.
No.
Not at all.
Last time we had a banana one, it looked pretty good.
Yes. Naughty the last time. Exactly. So yeah, see, I get that, Tracy. I mean, and so many people don't realize. Then this is the light medium 2. This is her regular setting powder. I always set this foundation, in case you're wondering. To me, it looks better because since it is so sheer almost, and it has more of a dewy finish, especially when it's summer. Like in the winter, it's not such a big deal. But like whenever it's warmer around here, setting my makeup is important. If not, it melts off. So.
It's not warm, it's hot.
Oh yeah, it was like we went for our walk today, to me and Nadia. And typically I started about 9:30, but we started later because it's a Saturday and Nadia wanted to go with me. We started about 10:20. It was 90 degrees at 10:20. Yes, Stephen, this is the Pat McGrath foundation, concealer, and powders. So it's a little bit of everything. But you can see what it looks like. I mean, it is beautiful on the skin. I really like the way my skin looks when I use this. And I forget to use it. I don't know why. I could only imagine. I wish I were 5'7". I wish I were over 5 feet tall sometimes. You know, it doesn't take long for like my kids to outgrow me. And it's like, it makes me sad when I go up to the kids, like when they were in elementary school, I'd go up there and all the kids around me, like in 3rd and 4th grade, are taller than me. But to kind of tell you how short I was, like even in elementary school, when I was in 4th grade, I was the shortest person in the entire school. That's including kindergarten and pre-K. I'm using the Gucci bronzer. This is the shade 2. The Gucci bronzer is one of my favorites. And let's talk about Gucci for a second. I did want to mention this because so many times, and they're like, I know Aileen is in here and can attest to this. If you buy luxury makeup, you know what I'm talking about. How so much of the time there's not a good shade range. And there's a lot of luxury bronzers and stuff like that. Like I'll own the Hourglass one to bring it up. The darkest shade that they make is too light on me. And here Gucci comes out with shade number 2, works beautifully on, you know what I'm saying? They came out the gate with lots of foundations. They came out the gate with lots of powders, bronzers, you know, they're making it work for everybody, which I appreciate, especially when it comes to the luxury market, because so much of the time, nobody is being represented. Huh, that was a tongue twister. It really wasn't, but it seemed like it was for me, huh? But see how pretty that looks? See, anybody who thinks I can't go natural, see, I go natural from time to time. Sometimes. But I mean, the whole thing as far as the skin goes, look how pretty that is though. Okay, so for blushes, I figured we'll probably use 2 today, and then like I'm going to continue to use them in videos and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to go for more of the deeper shades. And I might use 2 on each side, I think. We'll see. I don't know. What should I do? What do y'all want to see? Because I know several of these are going to be like, I know that's pretty much too pale for me right now. This one will work, but I really don't want to wear a pinky blush. And then this one will work-ish. See, Aileen's back. She'll tell you too. Gucci actually has stepped up the bar with luxury makeup. Okay, so Stephen, let me pull up Pat McGrath's website so I can tell you about it, because there are 2 separate formulas. They are really both gorgeous. Let's go to the Divine Blush collection. And and Tori was saying that they have these at a lot of the full Sephora's. Oh, and they have 10% off on Mama Pat's website right now, in case you're wondering. Takes me a second to pull stuff up. Okay, so Desert Orchid is a rose, like this is considered a pearl finish. So, like if you look at this, it has a slight sheen to it. So I'm going to put one of you so you can kind of see. Yeah, there we go. You see how it has a little bit of a reflectiveness to it? It's not like a super pearly finish, but it has a little bit of gold to it. So it gives your skin some life. And then, so several of the blushes are like that pearl finish. Nymphette has, let's see. So Nymphette is a soft pink with a golden pearl as well. So you can see, again, how that just has the slightest bit of sheen to it. So to me, it has like a natural glow, I guess is the best way to put it. And then we've got where's my Divine Venus? These are, okay, this one is a demi matte. Yeah, and the demi matte, even when I was swatching it, it's not like super matte finish, but it doesn't have, okay, so you can see how there's just the slightest bit more of reflectiveness. It's hard to tell between these 2 than like the Desert Orchid, where it's more flat finish, if that makes sense. Yes, Judy, the Adept was a mess, but I was able to get my Adept. That was a pain in the hiney, but we did it. No, these are not shimmery like the Milani Baked blushes. These aren't shimmery like, okay, so if you've seen the Royal Blush collection from Melt, those are like highlighters on the cheeks. I'm trying to think of what else they're not shimmery like. But they have a really pretty finish to them. So they're not super matte like whenever you use, like, I don't know, have y'all used the Cover FX, the duos? The matte side of it is extremely matte. These aren't that matte. And they're not shimmery, like they don't seem like they have as much of a highlighter quality as like the Melt Royal blushes. So that's, I guess. You have to be careful, Stephen. Sometimes I know you have issues with certain things, like color-wise. So, but I don't have the biggest blush collection, which is weird. Blush, I always go for a neutral blush. So I'm going to take, this is Paradise Venus, and then this is a Spectrum 805 brush. And I'm going to start, and I'm going to apply this mainly to the back side of my cheek. And I'm going to use something lighter towards the, oh, that's pretty. Okay. Look how easy that went on. That is really, really pretty on the skin. So you can see, like, I barely dipped into it. And at least for me, I don't know how it was for you, Aileen, there's no fallout. There's like no kick up really in the pan at all. But that looks so pretty on the skin. Okay, so let's grab a different brush, and I want to try something different on the other side. So which one's this? Love Struck. I think I'm going to try Love Struck. Love Struck was one that I really, nope, it was Electric Venus. Electric Blue. This one. This is the more corally toned. It's very bright. But we're going to try that on the other side to see. And then this is a Spectrum B04. Again, no fallout, no real kick up. That's really pretty. Okay, that looks really pretty on the skin. So you can see even that, the difference between the two. So you can see that, what's that color again? I'm still trying to memorize the colors. I got too many. Paradise Venus is much more neutral toned, whereas Electric Bloom is definitely has more coral to it. But it's not unwearable. But I think you could build it up to be really bright if you wanted it to. But that has a really pretty look on the skin. That's so pretty. But they give off two very different vibes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we're going to leave it like that for now. Put those two to the side because I'll probably, after the video's over to take pictures, I'll probably mix them together. Okay, so let's do something a little bit lighter and brighter on the front of the cheeks so we can try out more. But as I said, like, I know Flirtatious, at least at this point, is way too light for me. But I am going to try Nude Venus. Where's my other blush brush? Blushy brush. There it is. So I'm going to take Nude Venus and do it on the same side that I did Desert Orchid, because I think that will blend well for the front. Okay, so that looks pretty. That gives a good amount of color too. Like, I like how that blends together. I've gotten more into blushes, but not as much as my friend Rupi. She loves her some blushes.
That looks good.
Okay, that's Desert Orchid. I used that one on the eyes. Nymphette. We're going to use Nymphette on the other side for... Ooh, that's pretty. I was scared Nymphette was going to be too light, but I think if I use it more towards the front of my cheeks, I think it looks really pretty. I can understand why Nude Venus would be your favorite, Aileen, but I think for me, at least so far, Paradise Venus, this is really, really pretty. Like, really pretty. It's a good nude tone, but it gives enough color, at least in my opinion. But yeah, have fun at the grocery store. But yeah, so I think right now, at least for me, my skin tone and the way I like blush, Paradise Venus is where it's at. That one, and definitely Electric Bloom. I feel like Electric Bloom is such a unique shade too, and I could go really freaking crazy with that. Okay, so let's apply some Mama Pat eyeliner. This is the, what are these called? Permagel Ultra Guide Eye Pencil in Extreme Black. These go on like nobody's business. It's so easy to use. So easy. And hers stay in the waterline all day. And these pencils will last freaking forever. Like forever. I've had that one a long time. And I don't mind owning like pencils, especially ones that you can sharpen a long time, for a long time, because you get fresh stuff every once in a while. Did anybody else pick up Adept? I know Steven didn't. I know Rupi did. So I'm going to go back into the shade. What is that one called? After Dusk. I will learn these colors. Maybe. And we're going to apply that underneath. That's a beautiful color, y'all. I love that. You can make an easy smoky eye with this palette. I will tell you that. Which I love a good smoky eye. I know some people are not the fans of it. I'm going to take that same Kaleidos brush that I used the blush on the top and go underneath just to make sure it's all blended. So have you used yours yet, Nightstar? Maria, which one do you like the most? And I'm going to take and use in the inner corner, we're going to try the lightest shade, this one, which is Moonlit Liaison. This is a Lunar Beauty LB, what is this, 6, tiny little brush. Oh, Judy, trust me, I know. Mine was 0, and I kept refreshing it till it actually had a price. I mean, I wanted to pay for it. I love supporting a small business. But I feel like this release, even though it was a mess and it started later, I feel like it was definitely much better than it was for Ninhydrin. I'm glad you're here, Sophia. But yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it? I mean, that's nice and bright. And I'm going to bring that same brush and bring some below the eyebrow bone. But yeah, what do y'all think? But yeah, a lot of people were having the same issues. But, you know, small businesses, even whenever they're starting to have growing pains and stuff like that, it's hard to realize that, you know, how to set things up. And, you know, there's going to be some hiccups, but eventually everything, I think, worked out the way that it should. I do like the way these blushes look, at least in my opinion. So quad definitely is great. Where is my, I pulled out, oh, there it is, an eyebrow pencil. This is the, so at this point, the only things Mama Pat is missing from her lineup that I think she needs eyebrow stuff. She needs eye primer. I think eye primer from her would go over well because so many people love her eyeshadow, and I can't wait till she comes out with bronzers. I just have a feeling that when she comes out with bronzers, they're going to be good because most of her skin products are so good. And like, you can tell a makeup artist designed them, if that makes sense. This is the Charlotte Tilbury eyebrow pencil. I don't like ones that are shaped like this, but I ordered it, so I'm going to use it. I prefer a much thinner pencil. But sometimes I'll go to order an eyebrow pencil, like if I'm trying to get like a full face of a brand and I don't look at the tip on it and I'm like, I should. Because as I said, I prefer a much smaller tip. But the good thing about these are, at least with hers, it's stiff enough where you can use it to have a little bit smaller point. Because some of these are too soft. But this one is, what is this one? The Brow Lift pencil. So this one has, and I chose this because I thought it was cool because it has like the brow powder underneath that you're supposed to use. See how that gives that instant lift? Darling. That's what I always want to say when I think about Charlotte Tilbury. Oh yeah, I am so ready for bronzers from her. But yeah. As long as they're the same quality, and I have a feeling that they would be. Okay, so we need lips and highlight. Okay, so I'm going to line my lips. This is the Pat McGrath pencil in Serbia. This is a beautiful mauve pink. I love Pat McGrath's lip formula. Okay, other than, let me rephrase that. Okay, so Pat McGrath, before her brand even started, if you remember, a few years ago, I think it was 2017, came out with liquid lipsticks. They were not my favorite formula. But the new liquid lipsticks that she has, this formula is good. Because Jeremy bought me the whole set for Christmas when she released those. And it was like $300. And they are not my favorite formula. And they are expensive. And then this is the liquid lipstick. What shade is this one? This one is Divine Nude. But I think one of my favorite products from Pat are the lip glosses. This is the shade Dare to Bear. This is from the mini set. The minis are good too because you can typically get 3 of them for $25. But her lip glosses are beautiful and they feel nice on the lips. So there's the lips. Again, just a beautiful nude lip. And last but certainly not least, one of my favorite things to always put on is highlight. I'm sorry to hear that, Soph. Did you contact Pat McGrath's customer service? Her customer service is actually pretty responsive. I ordered with one of the collections, the lip vinyls. It's like, not the lip vinyls, but they're like the lip balms. And I ordered the deepest one. They sent me the wrong one. They told me to keep it and they shipped me out the right one. I mean, they were just easy to deal with. So they'll replace it for you. This is the Spectrum A33. This is a weird brush, but it works really well for highlight. Ooh. Do you see? Ooh. Look at that. No highlight? Highlight. I cannot. Tell me that is not beautiful. But yeah. So what blushes did you get? Did you love your blushes? Oh. I don't know. Are y'all the same way? Like whenever I go put on highlight on my face, I'm like, who's that girl? Highlight is one of my favorites. Especially when I'm more neutral like today. It's like, that's the icing on the cake. So, that is the final look. Okay, so from this collection, my favorite things, I didn't get everything. I didn't get all the blushes. I didn't get the lippies because if you look behind me, that whole top clear drawer, that's all Pat McGrath. The second drawer is all Pat McGrath. And the third drawer is mainly Pat McGrath. So I do not need any more lippies at this point. And then I have like other ones like over here. I have them everywhere. But when she does a good sale, you can get her lippies a lot of times for like $12 each when they're typically $30. So just to know. Nude Venus, Desert Orchid, Divine. I skipped Divine because I don't wear a lot of pinky blushes. But I will tell you, look at this. I love these. So I think the highlight, if you like a blingy highlight, but if you look, because you can see skin texture and stuff, this doesn't emphasize skin texture. So you can see how pretty that looks on the skin. I love how that looks. I will definitely say, at least so far from what I've tried, again, my favorite blush is Paradise Venus. It definitely, I mean, and I know that looks dark, but you can definitely deepen it up, or this is beautiful. This is my favorite blush so far. Like, I will use this a lot. And this will also be beautiful for fall looks. It kind of does look like the I Need a Nude highlighter. I don't think it's as blingy. Hey, Nadia.
Yeah.
Come do me a favor. We will compare. Do y'all want to see a comparison? I am going to blend that in just a little bit. The quad, I love, especially on the quad, this shade right here. That is stunning. In my highlighters, there's a Natasha Denona. It's a rectangular box. It's I Need a Nude highlight.
Oh, well, I grabbed it.
Yep. This is I Need a Nude. So this is what I Need a Nude looks like swatched. And then this is not that one. That's the only problem with Mama Pat is that all the packaging looks the same. So, and then this is Mama Pat. Okay, so Mama Pat's bottom. So it is a little bit more. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, it seems like Mama Pat's is a tad bit darker. I will definitely say that. And I Need a Nude is quite a bit blingier, if that makes sense. Like, you see that has much more shine to it. But I think that they're both beautiful. I'm glad that I have both of them in my collection. Do you need both of them? Like, if you have I Need a Nude, you probably don't need the Mama Pat one, but I'm happy that I have both of them. You know, I will tell you this, Judy. Fire Rose is one of those things that still irks me that I missed it like so much. Oh, that's another thing. She needs setting spray. Yeah, so Pat McGrath is warmer. Natasha's cooler. I feel like the warmer tone, especially right now with my skin tone, works a little bit better. You know, but it is what it is. So the quad, I definitely think is beautiful. Paradise, where is it? Golden Nectar highlight, I think, is gorgeous. And where's my blush? My favorite, Paradise Venus. Oh, go have fun with your barbecue, Aileen. I'll talk to you later. But yeah, this is my favorite. This one's my favorite so far. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of other reviews, but I also love this one. I think that this one is probably one of the more unique tones. In case you're looking for something that is more, this to me is like a watermelon pink, if that makes sense. And there's not a lot of blushes that are this color. This one I definitely think is unique. Like, whenever you're looking at almost all the other tones, I definitely think, you know, like this one, Nymphet. This tone is in almost every blush. Nude Venus. This is definitely a repeat tone from pretty much a lot of lines because it's a good neutral blush. Flirtatious. Mauve tone, cool tone blush. You see what I'm saying? So to me, I guess that's part of the reason why I'm Desert Orchid again. That one's really pretty too, though. Like, that's a good, this is my favorite tone and type of blush. I love a good nude tone blush. This is something I will reach for over and over and over again. But this is available in pretty much every line. But yeah, I mean, Love Struck. I don't feel like this is a super unique tone, but I do feel like, at least in my collection that I have, Paradise Venus and Paradise Venus and Electric Orchid are the two most unique. But I love these both. These two are the ones that I'm most excited about, and Desert Orchid, because that's just a beautiful nude tone all around. So those would probably be, at least in my opinion, these are my top three. But I do think the quad and the highlighter are worth it, especially if you're someone like me who is a Pat McGrath stan. You know, I own all the motherships. I own all the quads. I own so much of her stuff. And, you know, it's expensive, yes, but the quality is always there. And I feel like she does bring something unique to the table where a lot of luxury brands definitely tend to lack, other than Gucci, because I do feel like Gucci not only brings it with like packaging, but also brings it with like shade ranges and everything like that. But I guess that's it for today. I do new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, Saturdays at 2 p.m. I always do a live. And if you are a fan of our Makeup Magpies, the next one will be on our channel, my channel, which would typically be next weekend, but Stephen has a wedding to go to, so we're moving it to 2 p.m. on the 13th, and I will remind you the day before. But I guess that's it, y'all. We'll see y'all later. Bye.